Hello everyone, it's Red Hill Eagle here, and this is episode 7 of the TEW 2020 series of World of Sport Wrestling, and it's another episode of Unleashed, which kicks off with a match between Lionheart and Chris Renfrew, and it's Renfrew that gets the win in 9 minutes 35 by pinfall with a pendulum facebuster, and a rating of 43. Pleased with that one. Lionheart is, I think, recognisable. Chris Renfrew is unimportant. Lionheart could be unimportant as well. I'm not getting the thing about people being unimportant. So maybe one of them isn't, but then also it could be to do with the size of my company. But anyway, 43, decent score. Pleased with that. We then have a segment between Fred Payne, the company CEO, and Yeston Reese. He asked if he could have a match against Shah Samuels. Fred Payne said he will ask Samuels, and he's come back to tell Yeston Reese and the rest of the audience that Shah Samuels has left World of Sport Wrestling. Shah Samuels has left the company. That's the last you'll hear of it. I don't want to acknowledge people that have left the company. Just a little segment to say he's left. He's telling Yeston Reese he's left. So Reese is going to have to go on to other things. And it's a rating of 36. Greg Burridge then takes on Roughneck. So the resident mark of the company, Burridge, gets the win in 8 minutes 20 by submission with a Rings of Sovereign, whatever that is. Don't get many submission wins, so it's good to see that here, and it's good to see that Burridge is getting a victory. He loves his wrestling, he loves to watch other people in their matches, and he gets a victory of his own here, 39. And we then have a segment which is called the Pub Garden, and it's an interview segment. It's a bit like Think Piper's Pit or something like that. Shawn Michaels' Heartbreak Hotel, but this is the Pub Garden, and it's hosted by T-Bone, who has the pub landlord gimmick, and he's basically just chatting with Joe Hendry, Yeston Reese, and Andy Simmons, and they're sat round tables. It's a pub setting. Maybe there's a couple of beers on the table, but then during the segment, Colossus Kennedy making his debut. He's just going to be known as Colossus. So if I do say Kennedy, it's purely accidental. But Colossus comes in, wants to make a big impact on the company, and he just destroys everyone. He just beats everyone down, scares them all off, destroys the set, glasses going everywhere, tables broken, chairs cracked over backs. It's carnage. It's carnage, and all caused by Colossus. A rating of 30, but I'm hoping that Colossus has benefited here with some pop. BT Gunn then takes on John Hennigan, and Hennigan gets the win in 10 minutes 20 by pinfall with a Starship Pain, and that's a rating of 50. John Hennigan is absolutely killing it. I think the decision to give him the contract, to give him the win in the end for the contract was the right one. In kayfabe terms, John Hennigan is just a brilliant wrestler, and he's putting on some superb performances. I mean, it takes two to tango, but I think just looking at these ratings here, BT Gunn got a 22. So yeah, I think we can safely say that John Hennigan carried this match. 50 is a great result, and a bit more momentum there for Hennigan. Fred Payne is then inside his office, and we have a camera backstage, and it can just about see through a crack in the door. You don't see who, but Fred Payne is talking to somebody, and we don't hear many words being exchanged. We kind of hear, so here's how we're going to do this. Here's a way we can get you in the ring. He sees the camera, he sees the door slightly ajar, he slams the door. Rating of 31, a little bit disappointing, but yeah, we can't complain too much. I think a lot of it may have been something to do with the road agent note there, but I'm not sure this would have got much more than that anyway. Andy Baker then takes on James Mason, and it's Mason getting the win in 4 minutes 58 by pinfall with a handspring back elbow, and it's a rating of 27. A very short one here though. We don't have many matches that are really short. Perhaps we might have one a show. You know, maybe one or two squash matches, but probably shows in the score here. Be interesting to put someone like John Hennigan in a squash match actually, and just see if they can still produce decent scores. But yeah, just under 5 minutes, and it's James Mason getting the victory. We then have a news segment with Messiah Hallberg, and he announces a title match for the end of month Unleashed special, and it's going to be a title match featuring champion Boris Fedorov, and he will once again be forced to defend the title against Doug Williams. And Hallberg sort of chats to Fedorov, or tries to chat to Fedorov, but Katie Lees does most of the talking. Katie Lees is absolutely disgusted that it's been turned into a cage match, and Messiah Hallberg just reminds her that, look, Payne said there would be consequences if you interfered again, and you interfered last week. You helped your client Fedorov win that match. You helped him keep that belt again. You're doing it to benefit yourself. You're doing it to benefit your client. You're doing it to reap the rewards and earn the money. That's not fair. That's not sportsmanship. And that's what Payne meant when he said there'd be consequences. A cage match. No one can escape. No one can get inside. It's just one on one. And that'll be at the Unleashed special at the end of the month. Rating of 36 for this news segment. The Rage then takes on Mark Haskins, and it's a win by disqualification in 12 minutes 04, with Haskins getting the win. And all through the match, he kept going into the corner and talking to his friend, who no one else can see, and getting from him some advice. And yeah, okay, we'll do that, we'll do this. And but it's a DQ in the end that gets in the win. The Rage. The referee just couldn't take any more of the Rage's blatant cheating, choking, refusal to break holds when he was up, when Haskins was up against the rope, and in the end he had no choice but to give the DQ and give the win to Haskins. And 51, I'm very pleased with. I'm actually really pleased with that. I did not expect that. Haskins is a star. The Rage is, I think he might be very recognisable now, but he started off as unimportant. But I didn't expect 51 between these two, so that's a really good performance. Doug Williams then takes on Styx, and it's another kind of warm up, I guess. Williams has just found out that he's got another shot at the title, and he wants to get some momentum going, so he takes on Styx here, and he gets the win in 9 minutes 23 by pinfall with a Chaos Theory. And 55, we're seeing some really good scores here. Now I know we're nowhere near the 90s, or but we are a small company, and I think, as I said before, sort of 37, 38 is what I'm seeing as average. So anything kind of 40s is to be pleased with, but 55 is an absolutely superb rating. And again, we've got a ding here for the road agent, so we could have even been looking at more. So yeah, very pleased with that result. Doug Williams getting some more momentum going into the special at the end of the month. Post-match, Boris Fedorov comes in and he tries to attack Doug Williams, but Doug Williams gets the better of him, and it's Fedorov that comes off poorly on this one. Doug Williams grabs his title belt, lifts it above his head, hears the cheer of the crowd, and I think it's pretty obvious who the fans would rather see, with the gold around their waist. And this segment gets a 49, and it's a good way there to kind of. We're still 2 weeks away from the title match. I was going to say kind of a good way to introduce that title match. We've still got 2 more weeks of shenanigans, but definitely an indication there that Williams is desperate to grab that belt. Nick Aldis is then with Barry Griffiths, and he says that he'll give James Mason one more chance against Griffiths, one more chance to beat Griffiths, and then you can have me. So there's another match there that will be announced for the special between Barry Griffiths and James Mason, and this segment gets a 36. Jackie Polo then interviews Andy Simmons, and first of all, Simmons is he condemns the act of Colossus at the pub garden, where he not only attacked him, but he attacked other people, and he destroyed the set of the pub garden. The people who worked very hard to build, and T-Bone's done a great job of landlording the establishment. I don't know. Is that a word? Um, yeah. So he's the first one to come out and condemn Colossus' actions. But also this interview is to just hype up his match that he has against Nick Aldis coming up next. Rating of 36 for this segment. And the match between Andy Simmons and Nick Aldis. Well, it's Aldis that gets the win in 12 minutes and 7 seconds. Rating of 47. I think I can be pleased with that one. Not quite in the 50s, but you know, can't can't get it every time. It's another one there where we've got a penalty for the road agent. I don't know if we can get any better road agents at this level. We'll have to perhaps look at that. But I'm still pleased with the way this one's gone. And that's a 47 for this main event. How did the show go? 47 overall. Yep. I mean, we've had better, but we've had a lot worse as well. So a good, solid show, increasing our popularity, which is what we always want. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please leave a like and subscribe. Still, still waiting on comments from people, but I am behind. I think I've uploaded 3 episodes. I'm recording 7, so yeah, there's still time. There's still time. By the time you watch this, I may be flooded with comments. Someone has suggested someone that I sign. Little do they know that when they get to probably the next episode, actually, they will know that I've signed that person. And yeah, I have got plans for him, and I've got plans for a few others on here on the card. We're just trying to establish the company with the initial storylines. We've still got a couple of storylines going from that were kind of kicked off at our very first show. So you know, once we can kind of get a snowball effect when storylines turn into storylines and they turn into other storylines and they split off, hopefully I can get a bit more going. I think we've got some good stories being told. I don't think I necessarily tell them very well, um, but I hope you can sort of follow what's going on and find it a little bit interesting. So I'm going to sign off for now, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.